Hey, this is Kevin from Good Old Boys Fantasy Football Podcast. If you want more information like you're about ready to see, go ahead and hit like and subscribe to support this independent podcast.
Aaron Rodgers, who finished at QB 13, 350 completions, 542 attempts, 58.2% completion, 3,695 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 34 rush attempts, 94 yards, one tutty on the ground. Thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?
QB 13 feels right. Like I know a change of scenery will be nice, and it'll be nice for him to get, back with his old OC. But he's still dealing with a majority of new receivers, which I guess likely, he's been kind of doing that the last couple of years in Green Bay. But he's going, QB 15-ish right now. Doesn't really give you much in terms of, any rushing bonus that you're going to get. So 13 feels right, like that feels about where I think he's going to finish. And so that, if that's what you want, if that's what you can handle with other pieces on your team, a QB that's middle of the road, then, go for it.
The beautiful thing about kind of where he's coming off the board now is you can get him as your QB2 in a super flex, right? And like that's kind of a nice piece there that you can get him as a super flex guy there. And I think that he'll do well for you in a super flex. Like this isn't one of those that you're going to necessarily stake your, in a super flex, you're not going to stake your season with him as QB1 type of thing out there, because you're going to get fringe QB1 type of performances, right? Like we've so much seen the quarterbacks that can use their legs and pick up yards and pick up first downs, get into the end zone using their legs. We've seen so many of these guys propel themselves up into the upper echelon and upper tiers of fantasy football that unless you're going out there and throwing for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns, you're going to have a tough time getting up into the conversation on QB 6, 7, 8, unless you're also using your legs on that one. So at that point, I don't know that we're going to see Aaron Rodgers go out there and light the world on fire and throw for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns this season. I don't necessarily see that one in the cards there, but I do think that we can very, very much see him get closer to 4,000 yards. Probably 35 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, kind of in that range there. And I think that's where we'll probably see him ultimately kind of settle in there, which by all accounts that will put him in that fringe QB1 territory. And I think he will potentially outperform his draft stock and his ADP. So I'm okay with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not looking to reach on him, but if he kind of falls to me in the right spot, I'm okay taking my shot there.